Does the Prime Minister now regret putting just 75 pence on the pension this April?
Madam Speaker, of course the 75 pence, as he knows, is not all the money that has gone to pensioners.
They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you have closed your mind.
You say Labour got welfare down by getting people back into jobs. Let me just remind you what happened under Labour. If we look at this chart, you inherited a welfare budget, including the state pension, of 83 billion in 97 and 98 when you came into power. By the time you left power, after all that economic growth and all the jobs you were supposed to create, it was up to 125 billion. You let welfare rise even when the economy was growing.
No, but think about what those numbers include. Those numbers include, for example, about £25 billion worth of tax credits.
Well, this is what Mr. Blair said. He used to talk about all this welfare bill being the price of social failure. He said, I vow that we will have reduced the proportion of our national income that we spend on the welfare bills of social failure. And you failed to do that. You did not. You increased it.
But sure, but the figures
that was a broken promise.
But the figures you're judging are figures taken at the height of the recession, at a time with the worst crash since the 1920s.
Well, Joe, I can give you the figures. I can give you the figures before the crash too, if you want. But figures before the no, you've raised it. Yep. I take your point. Unemployment rose after the crash. I understand that. So let's take the figure for 2007-8 before the crash. 106 billion versus the 83 billion you inherited. So.
In the tradition of those who have marched before us. The suffragettes who fought for votes for women and won. The civil rights movement. The civil rights movement in America, who fought for equality and won. The anti-apartheid movement, who fought the horror of that system.
Labour will make different and fairer choices to get the social security bill under control and tackle the root causes of rising spending. On that basis, we will support this motion.
But not all his backbenchers agreed. Jim Sheridan, who said he was one of the few MPs who had actually lived on benefit, said he now had a very difficult choice.
The Tories are at their happiest and indeed their loudest when they're attacking the poor and the vulnerable. And it reminded me of the reason why I came into politics, is to take on people like that.
In the end, he abstained.